Hi, folks. Jack here from the Bitcoin Breakout. I wanted to talk to you today about a problem some people seem to be having with Fountain. And to be blunt up front, I could be wrong. And to be more blunt, some of y'all are really overreacting to like 15 cents worth of Bitcoin, saying you've been exploited or something like that. Look, I want to help solve your problem. I want you to understand that Fountain is a new app and we are on board. Well, they are onboarding because I'm not part of Fountain, but it's having a huge onboard. It's one of the fastest picked up and used apps in the world, and it's because it's spreading money, and money's the most viral thing on the planet. But in the end, listening to shows on Fountain is not going to make you a baller. You know, you might make a couple hundred, 300 a day. There's a couple things I want to show you that I think this is the number one thing that's happening. I think most of you are probably not using the referrals, and we'll do a different video on that. But if you get friends to enter your referral link, you'll increase your earning power. I'll do that in a different video. I want to keep this one really simple, so I want to show you two things that I think are going on. Number one, and I'm going to do a whole tour of your settings in a separate video. I just want to show you that if you click right up at the top of the app, you see the three little lines. If you click that, you'll see a whole bunch of options. And if you click on settings and scroll down to where it says the value for value, these are your defaults. And if you look at the screen, you'll see that I'm doing 500 sats per boost. Now that means when I go to boost somebody, it defaults to 500. I can change it. I can make it more or less, but that's my default. Then skip sats per minute and look where it says sats per like. So I set that up to 25. It defaults to 10. I put it on 25. That way, some of you guys that make clips of my show, if I really like them and I want to give you 100 sats, I can just do 4 likes and it's 100 sats. And anybody else, I figure if I like their stuff, it's worth 25 sats at least. And then private boost, you can set that to go to 0. But I think what's happened is some of you guys, you notice that my sats per minute is set to 0. So if I listen to a podcast, unless I specifically say I want to stream to this podcast, it doesn't stream to the podcast. If that's like defaulted to 1, and especially if you don't have any kind of like boosts on how many sats you get, and you're getting about 1 sat a minute, and you're streaming 1 sat a minute to the show you're listening to, you see how that works where you'd see it accumulate and go back down and accumulate and go back down? I'm not sure that's what's happening. And I know, for instance, there's a cap on how many sats you can earn a day. So I know some of you, what you're seeing is you've hit your cap and it'll like, there's a couple go on and they come back off. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people like, I listened to it 3 days in a row and I still have 0 sats. And based on the fact that I've heard more complaints, like I'm on iOS, I've heard more complaints about people using Android. Maybe it defaults to 1 sat. The reason I keep mine on 0 isn't because I don't want to stream. It's because I listen to my own show on Fountain every day. I listen to my own show every day and I critique myself, like watching, like when I used to play football or whatever, you would watch tapes of yourself playing to see what you're doing wrong. So I don't want to create this exact problem. I was thinking about that today, and I think that might be what's happening to some of you guys that are getting 0s. But let me tell you something. If I get people in the comment section, no, that's not what it is, I checked, they're ripping me off, I don't even want to talk to you. Okay? This is a new app. These guys, I'm in direct communication with them when I can. They are literally all assholes and elbows working. They are not trying to screw you over for 15 cents. You're not going to become profitable just by making people use your app. Okay? I've put promotions out on Fountain. I've put my money in Fountain. I got their premium service. I'm backing my words with actions. I really believe in what they're doing, but they're not screwing, Bill or Tom or Freddie or Jane over 15 cents. That's just not a thing. I want to show you one other thing, though, that you may not realize. So you see on the front screen, they have clips, or if you're following people, maybe you go to their clips and you listen to their clips. You do not earn sats listening to clips, only listening to episodes, or you should also, if you're on the Discover page, promoted stuff like you see the one that's up here at the top of this one. And again, if you are like hunting sats and you're playing the same promoted content over and over again, I imagine they have some sort of filter on that as well. So that's what to check into. I'm going to have more of these videos coming out. I wanted to do a video for you today on how to make a clip. The clips aren't working. And why? Because so many people are starting to use Fountain. I think they're a little bit overloaded. I think they're trying to control their growth. I've asked to have them on the podcast. They're like, not yet. So please understand, This app is incredibly advanced for something that's so young. It happens, but check that and maybe it will fix your problem. And if it doesn't, give them a little breathing room. I promise you, they're not out to screw you.